This is NewsBreak26 in Southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. Campobello Island recently celebrated a significant milestone, 60 years since U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's beloved summer home on the island became an international park. An official anniversary ceremony at Roosevelt Campobello International Park on Saturday highlighted the strong and lasting relationship between Canada and the United States. Oscar-nominated actor Sam Waterston, best known for his roles on Law and Order and Grace and Frankie, was one of the many esteemed guests at the event. Waterston narrated a new video for the park's visitor center. He did this at the request of his good friend, Senator Angus King, who is one of the park's commissioners. Waterston expressed his eagerness to do the narration, emphasizing the lasting impact FDR and the Roosevelt family have had on the U.S. and the world.
He was president of the United States when I was born, and for the first 4 years of my life. And then what he and his administration and the New Deal, what it grew out of, which was a really beautiful representation of American spirit, and what it led to, which was the world that I grew up in and lived in and continue to live in. Many of the things that we think of as being the wonderful things about being an American came from then.
U.S. Senator Angus King noted that the park symbolizes the close-knit community between Canada and the U.S.
Franklin Roosevelt had a deep relationship with this island and with the people. He spent his whole boyhood here, and so it's fitting that we have this celebration, 60 years of the park. This is the only jointly owned and managed national park, international park, with two countries in the world. And I just think that's a wonderful sort of symbol of the relationship between our countries.
New Brunswick Premier Blaine Higgs emphasized that the park is a reminder to continue nurturing the relationship between Canada and the U.S.
Well, we can't lose sight of what's worked for our nations in the past and how that bridges to the future and the generations and the change in perspective that many have. But I think that's what makes it special for me to be here, because it typifies what we need more and more of.
Roger Quirk, the park's longest-serving employee, has dedicated 50 years to its upkeep, commuting daily across the international border from Lubec, Maine, to work at FDR's iconic Canadian Getaway. He himself embodies the tightly knit international community represented by the park.
I live right in Lubec, Maine, always have. When I come to work, it takes me 4 minutes, and I change countries and time zones in that 4 minutes. I'm a lot closer to the Roosevelt Park than a lot of people on Campobello.
In a special moment later in the afternoon, Christopher and Anna Eleanor Roosevelt, grandchildren of Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt, met with members of the Passamaquoddy tribe on the wharf at the Roosevelt Summer Home to commemorate the occasion and honor the rich history and connections of the region.
We were speaking with a relative, a cousin of Chief Toma Joseph, who was a friend of FDR's and made gifts traditionally with FDR, and in fact made himself the large, wonderful birch bark canoe that is in the visitor center, still there, preserved, and we will continue to preserve it. So this is really a celebration of a very long family relationship, as well as the 60th anniversary of the park.
It's an important time to recognize that this park is unique. It is the only international park in the world, and we are very proud of that, and we want to share it with as many people as possible.
Celebrations for the 60th anniversary will continue until August 2nd with a series of concerts and public presentations. Visitors can enjoy free tours of the park daily until mid-October. Finally, a beloved local event had sculptors of all skill levels showcasing their talent at one of our region's most beloved beaches. For more on this, here's CHCO's Lukas Kohler.
This year's annual sand sculpture competition was filled with excitement as contestants raced against the tide to finish their sculptures. There were many impressive sculptures, ranging from SpongeBob to the Grim Reaper.
We've been doing the sand sculpture competition with my family since I was little. I used to compete in the youth category, and now we do it still as a family. This year my cousin had the idea of making the Grim Reaper, and we called it I'd Kill for a Beach Day.
As the tide knocked down their sculptures, the judges carefully selected their winners.
For me here today, what I was looking for, I wanted to see fine little details, I wanted to see shadows making things pop.
Over 100 competitors and their families watched as the tide wiped away their sculptures, and the day came to a close. Lukas Kohler, CHCO-TV, NewsBreak26.
Thanks, Lucas. That's all the news I have for you. For more stories and online exclusives, follow me, Vicki Hogarth, on Facebook and subscribe for free to CHCO-TV on YouTube.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.